Indoor, outdoor, my favorite trend, and one that won't go away, and I'm so glad for it. Being somebody who cares about green interior design, I know the significance of getting outside and getting fresh air, getting sunlight. We spend about 90% of our time inside as people in the United States, and especially in homes that are so efficient, being sealed up with insulation and airtight to keep all the heating and cooling inside. We do a great job of keeping all of the bad things inside too, all of the breakdown of the furniture and the carpets and the skin and the hair and the pet dander. So it's really good to get outside. And what I was very thrilled to see at this show today was that there are two vendors. One is Trustway Homes and the other is MJS Landscaping, and they both exemplify this trend that we're talking about with outdoor living rooms. There's one right over here that has this great outdoor space, and there's another one over here that has a floor plan called the Inglewood, where the walls completely disappear on this outdoor patio, and you have this great indoor-outdoor space that even, and people kept saying to me, oh, in a cold climate, that doesn't work. And it absolutely does work. And I was so happy to see these two vendors who have these things. So as long as you have a roof deck over the space where you are, you'll be all right. We'll talk about how in just a minute. So this is an outdoor deck in a concentrated urban center. It's actually New York on the right. And so people are recapturing outdoor spaces and places that were not typically used and just kind of left for waste, and making these beautiful, beautiful spaces to go outside and enjoy some fresh air and escape the indoors. The other big trend is that we all want to eat healthy. The presentation that we just had here with the chef, he was talking about not eating canned food and eating fresh fruits and vegetables because they don't have as much sodium, but who wants to pay $1 for an organic tomato? Nobody. Your produce bill when you try to eat healthy starts to get pretty sizable, and we need an alcohol budget. So, there are important things in life as well as eating right. So a lot of people are returning to gardening, and tomatoes are very easy to grow. They're a weed, lettuce, all those types of things. And especially in urban centers, you're starting to see people in their front yards planting gardens. And what's great about it is that they're getting outside, they're getting fresh produce, it's free, except for the seeds that you have to buy to put it in there, but you're getting exercise and you're engaging with your community. People are walking by, they see you out there. It's interesting to see somebody doing this, so that's a big trend that we're seeing right now in the indoor-outdoor. This is a patio that I did in Southern California. It'll actually be on the show when the show comes out this late spring, summer. And this is the way that an outdoor space can work even in a cold climate. Now, this one doesn't have a roof on it because in Southern California it doesn't really rain very much 10 days a year, so you don't really need it. Here it would work better, obviously, if you had some kind of a roof deck. But what we have in the ceramic tile is infrared heating, and it makes the whole floor warm, as well as the banquettes, which are a mass. So you can either have stone or cement or masonry block, but that radiant heating makes everything warm. So when you sit down on it, your whole body gets warm, your feet are warm, and you can be outside and enjoy, even in 15-degree weather, snowing out there, you're sitting there, you're warm, you're comfortable, you're enjoying the fresh air outside, so even in the dead of winter, you don't have to stay in the house anymore. And I just think it's ironic that when we were children, we would bundle up and go outside. I lived in New York as a kid and, put on warm clothes and go out in the snow and play football in the rain, mud football, and we just didn't really care that much about being cold or being uncomfortable, and we really got a lot of fresh air. And now what we do is pay thousands of dollars to go skiing and get out in the cold, and we bundle up. But the rest of the year, no dice. We're inside, we close all the windows, we don't get any fresh air, we all look pasty by the time spring comes around because nobody goes outside. So it's a big part of building and remodeling budgets right now is these plans for indoor-outdoor spaces. So do check those two places, MJS and Trustway's Inglewood floor plans, because you can see how it works right here in your own climate and how you can get yourself outside and be happier and healthier. even in the dead of winter. Not like it's so cold here right now though, folks. Thank you for ordering up wonderful weather for me. The other thing that's big in indoor-outdoor is bringing the outdoors completely inside. So what does that mean? That means, you know, having these living walls of plants and having interior gardens. And what's so great about that, especially in the wintertime when it starts to get real dry, is that the plants really release a little bit of moisture. They suck in carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. So it's really good for your skin, makes you look more plump, it gets rid of wrinkles, you're hydrated, you have a lot of oxygen which makes you be able to concentrate more, you're healthier, your system's working better. So that's another way that you can participate in the indoor-outdoor trend. We have a very famous designer in LA named Rose Tarlow, and she noticed about 20 years ago that a little piece of ivy was making its way in her window, and she just kind of let the ivy do its thing. So now she's got this whole roof in her house, inside in the living room, that has ivy growing all over and a little bit on the walls, and it's kind of creepy, but it's also very interesting, and I know it's a little Miss Havisham, you know, Great Expectations, but it's very interesting and it's very unique, and she certainly is, you know, really taken this trend to a different level.